Hey y'all, been a hot minute since we've been out here to the garden, and that is because we've had rain and more rain and more rain, and it's basically rained every day for, I think we've had one day without rain in like the last 3 weeks. We've had so much rain that I believe our weatherman said we are at a plus 11 for the year, just based on the rain we've got in June and now in July. I know we've set a bunch of records. Set a whole bunch of them in June. Most rain on record for June. Most hail on record ever. Biggest hail ever. I think they found a 4.5 inch piece of hail in June. Yeah, just really weird weather, especially this summer. Last year it was so dry, my plants were just, dropping like flies. At least the ones in the garden bed. I managed, any of them that I put right here along this fence, I can seem to keep them going. But this year is a little unique because, well, at least until the last few days, I even still had flower blooms on my tomato plants, which is completely abnormal. I never have any in July. In fact, I don't usually have any more come the end of June. But I see a couple right there that have just dried up. Oh, I do see a flower right back there. Still bizarre. My plants are normally fighting for their lives, even with me giving them a lot of water, but with so much rain, they're still trucking. The problem with all this rain, though, is hornworms. I've had more hornworms this year than all 4 previous years that I've been gardening combined. And it's always after the rain. Oh, and there are also some more flowers right there on that monkey ass plant, which now I have decided to let it go to hornworms because I don't know if you can tell. The very tips of my monkey behind plants are gone, clearly hornworm, and I was getting ready to pull it out anyway. I've got some more tomatoes right here. At least one of them is going to go in that bag once I rejuvenate the soil. But this monkey plant is a cool, without a doubt, 12 feet tall. Let's see if I can back up and show you. Okay, so, all right, and so it is buried to the very bottom of that bag, which is 20 inches, 20 or 22 inches high. And then if you follow it, a little hard to see because of the pecan tree over it, but if you keep following it, you will see that the top goes all the way to right there. That is easily 12 feet tall because this fence alone is 4 feet tall. So anyway, this monkey plant, in theory it was cool, but it just hasn't produced a lot of tomatoes. And since I didn't plant any cherries, that's what those are. Say hi. Doo-doo. Say hi, booger. Anyway, so we are sacrificing that plant to the hornworms, but I'm still going to cut it down because I've got to get, those should have already been up potted, but again, because of the rain, I really haven't been able to come out here. In fact, it's supposed to start raining again here in about 30 minutes to an hour, and going to rain the rest of the day, all the way into like noon tomorrow. So I wanted to come out here while I could, make sure my garden's at least still alive, and just give an update at least. So, got another eggplant and they're trying to grow. Now we have had, I've never seen so many black ants They're everywhere, and they seem to really like this eggplant. Oh, look at that. There's a new. I'm surprised, y'all. I didn't think eggplant would even grow in these temps. Today we're at 94 Fahrenheit, which is 101 heat index. And trust me, you can feel it out here. I think I told y'all before, my milkweed has suddenly decided to grow back. This is an olive tree, if it ever gets planted. My beloved. Now this, oh yes. I am just absolutely in love with these ground cherries. I will grow multiple. Even in this weather, this thing is steadily producing. And these are so good. Like I told y'all before. Imagine a green plum with sugar. Can't recommend it enough. I don't think that, I think I told y'all before this could have been Aunt Molly's. I don't think it is. I've seen a couple of those recently, and they're a little bit taller, and I think this one's called the pineapple. I believe it's called pineapple ground cherry. I need to look that up. Whatever, it's delicious. Calico, ornamental hot pepper. Now this one surprised me. This one's black pearl hot pepper. And I never actually posted the video to y'all, but right after I posted a video to y'all about hornworms on my tomatoes, this one had a big fat hornworm on it. I think I may have mentioned it in another update video, but anyway, hornworm basically wiped out this whole side of the plant, and if you look, the leaves are actually growing back. Look at that. Doo-doo, you got to get out of my way now. See little tiny leaves, they're growing back. Can't believe it. It certainly doesn't happen on my tomato plants. And it could be because this is an ornamental hot pepper. I'm not real sure. See where he bit that one off? He was a big old booger. But this, I love this. You'll notice most of the peppers are gone. It was loaded with peppers. My friend's husband actually likes it amazingly, so cut most of them off and gave them to him. Same with this this calico ornamental pepper. It's just beautiful. If you're into hot peppers, you might like it, but I grew it for the looks. I absolutely love these variegated plants. That's just some sort of, I think it was some kind of wild flower seeds. It's never really done well, but fish pepper, I gave him all the fish peppers that I had recently. Now we got new ones growing. These peppers, they definitely continue to grow. Strawberry plants are amazingly still alive. Now, interestingly, this is the plant that I created from another plant. It is actually still producing. Well, that one looks terrible because I should have come out here and got it yesterday before the rain started again. But I got 3 or 4 off of this just a couple days ago. Now the rest of these aren't looking, I mean, they look great, but they're not producing anything. So, you know, a few yellowing leaves and some dead leaves under there, but yeah, they're not producing anything more, but their plants themselves are still looking good, which is really kind of all I care about. I wouldn't expect to have strawberries right now in this heat. Duty. See, I don't care what you're doing, lady. I just want you to love me. Okay. Got some new Abe Lincolns. These are actually growing well. Remember I showed y'all before, bottom part of the plant looks absolutely horrific. top part looks fantastic. Now, we know, being in the South and trying to grow heirlooms, that doesn't always work out too well. A lot of these are not meant for the heat we have down here, much less the humidity. As long as the tomatoes themselves don't look bad, I really don't care. I will keep growing it. Now, I had fully intended to pull this out and put one of my new cherries in there, but the plant suddenly took off again and has been flowering and producing. I picked 2 big tomatoes off here the other day, and with those 2 big tomatoes right there, I'm just gonna let this sucker go, because I love Abe Lincoln tomatoes. Big, fat, red ones. Perfect for, BLTs and tomato sandwiches, and which of course any tomatoes good for a tomato sandwich or a BLT. But Abe was one of the first tomatoes I grew when I got on this heirloom kick, and so I really like to try to grow it every year. Old Monkey here, it's definitely still got flowers on it, but it just really hasn't produced. I think I've picked off 3 usable tomatoes. The rest had blossom end rot. Which brings me to my next comment. So, I showed y'all what I do, putting that powdered milk. And trust me, it does work. But we have had so much rain. So like, I came out here Friday and I fertilized all of my tomatoes, my watermelons. I even fertilized the cucumbers, because amazingly, they're still alive in this heat. But with the amount of rain we've had, I'm willing to bet there's not a drop of fertilizer left in any of these. However, the blossom end rot has been specific to that plant in the far too small black container. I think I told y'all that was the only one I had left, and I messed up. This one should have gone into that container because it's a little, saladette size. That one was a slicer, and I mixed them up in the planting. So, however, if you look right back there, there is a nice large tomato with 0 blossom end rot. This one also has no blossom end rot, and these 2 new ones also have no blossom end rot. However, I just picked this off from here, and one more with blossom end rot. Specific to that plant and to Old Monkey over here. I couldn't tell you why. Only those 2. They're treated the exact same way as the rest of these. And even the one in this little tiny container that I would expect to have blossom end rot hasn't had a bit of it, and it's still producing. So, there's tomatoes there, and up there. This one I'm head over heels for. This is Streets of Broken Lanterns. Some of them have purple tops, some don't, but it turns into a beautifully red tomato. So the fact that my tomatoes are even still producing is amazing to me. This plant here, the one that I let go wild, and it's, needs 2 stakes, really needs more than that. In the beginning, this one only produced 3 tomatoes, large ones, from, let's say, 11 to 15 ounces. Neither one of the 3 got to a pound, but it was close. However, as soon as I pulled that 3rd tomato, it just started shooting out more tomatoes. And right now there are about 8 on here, which really surprised me, considering again that it only produced 3 in the beginning. Don't know, and if you can see some more babies up here. And these are pretty large tomatoes too. So, excited for that. This is a yellowy orange tomato. Black Beauty. This poor girl has been inundated with the hornworms. So if y'all remember at one point, I told you I was trying to let that sucker grow to make up for the top right there that got cut off in the wind and hail damage that we had for about 8 days. And then a few days later, there were hornworms. 4 or 5 days after that, even more hornworms that kind of chomped down my sucker. It might actually, well, at least that limb is empty, but there's still a few leaves there, so hopefully it'll keep growing, because it chomped this one down too. So there's no hope right there. Either way, it has kept producing. Still got tomatoes on it. That'll do one right in there. Oop. Now this one, Hazel May, the one that gave me my 1.5 pound tomato, that's another big mama. If the rain will cut us some slack, this one's also a Hazel May too. No blossoming rot. Looks perfectly beautiful. There's a couple more little ones. You can see where hornworms got it there too, but thankfully these still managed to get pollinated. I'm excited for this one. This one was an absolutely fantastic tomato, and I hope this one will get as big as the last two. And then here is Moonlight Mile. This one was actually bred supposedly specifically for this state. It's supposed to be able to handle the heat. Doesn't look too good down here. Now granted, I haven't been chopping on them, and I haven't been doing that because of the rain. The last thing I want to do is, cut them right before it rains and, give them a problem with even more disease, because the cutting I do won't be able to dry up, and scab over and heal before more rain comes. So, but it's got, I don't know, about 15 tomatoes on it right now. And I think it has finally stopped flowering. So what I'm probably going to do is just let this one grow the tomatoes until they're ripe, and then I'm going to cut this one down too. It's definitely served its purpose. And like I said, I've got 5 tomato plants right there to do something with. So no problem pulling these out. They've lasted far longer than I thought they would. Normally I can keep them alive until November, but this year, with the rain and the fact that these are slicers, you don't get many tomatoes anyway, except for Black Beauty. I just want to put in cherries now and have me a whole bunch of cherries for salads. So, Anna's Nor, aka Black Pineapple, just hasn't been good for her. Poor girl. Moonlight Mile has been fantastic. Hazel May has been fantastic. Black Beauty has been phenomenal. KBX, phenomenal. These zinnias I'm so in love with. They're so pretty. That was probably my favorite color, but they're all just gorgeous. I love them. So y'all, I've been trying to finish this video for about 2 days now, but we keep getting torrential rain, and we're about to get another. They said anywhere from 5 to 6 inches. I was hoping I heard them wrong. I did not. So this tomato, this will be my first Anna's Nor, aka Black Pineapple. As you can see, it's starting to split. It's only slightly ripened, but I went ahead and picked it because it would bust wide open if I went ahead and left it to finish ripening. But this will be the first one I've ever managed to get grown. Hello. Sorry, neighbor blowing at me. I'm so excited for this tomato. I've had so many blossom in rock tomatoes off this plant this year. I'm surprised this one. Look at that butterfly. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, she's so pretty. Okay, we're gonna try to finish this again. First, let's see how much rain we got yesterday. Goodness gracious. It's 3 1/4. That's more than we need. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, butterfly. Okay, so basil gone wild, which is told y'all before why I planted it. My purple cayennes are all filling back out again. The second one, loading back up with blooms. Sugar Rush cream, also filling back out again. I picked it clean twice now. My poor sunflowers just, between the rain and these, I don't know if these giant army ants are hurting them, but they. All right, y'all, my phone keeps getting too hot. It's cutting off. Anyway, King of the North bell pepper, sweet chocolate bell pepper. Just cut the grass. It already needs it again. I intend to pull this out. I intended to pull it today, but with the rain, I can't get anything done. Oh. Got another cuke. I'm still just amazed at this. It continues to produce cucumbers. I've never had cucumbers in July. I've started new cucumbers in July. Let's see if we got any of these little mini ones ripe. I don't think we do, but it's got a lot on there. So I'm getting ready to replant my cucumbers and my green beans. That is bee balm. These are my absolute favorites, Queen Sophia marigolds. I also need to get out here and deadhead these things. Bachelor buttons. Y'all forgive me, I know I'm going fast now, but my phone literally just keeps cutting off. Watermelon, same story, different day. I just can't grow them. My one big one that was sitting right there, I came out here yesterday, or 2 days ago, when I was trying to film this garden tour, and it had busted in half. And it was smaller than a soccer ball. I'm not going to get my hopes up for this one, but I'm just hoping it's going to continue. It's steadily growing. I can tell it's growing, but new blooms. There's, you can see it. That's a Moon and Stars melon there. If it continues to grow, there's another yellow watermelon right there. If that'll continue to grow, we'll see what happens. Now again, all of these sunflowers here were supposed to be mammoth too. I call them my mammoth-less mammoth sunflowers. They're not even 3 feet tall. That one might be. This one might be. But yeah, I don't know. They really do well if I put them in my garden bed, usually. This year was the exception. They usually get really, really tall. But for whatever reason, it didn't happen this year. But that's all right. They grew it all, so I'm pleased with that. I'll either save the seeds or I'll just let these all drop for the birds. Okay. A couple of zinnias I put over here last minute. I actually didn't realize it was zinnia seeds that I planted that day. I didn't mean to plant them here, but now I'm glad that I did because they're just so beautiful. My cosmos are looking fabulous. They're the only thing out here that looks good. Honestly, between the heat and the rain, even last year, I think I told y'all already that my cosmos grew about 12 feet tall. If I could figure out how to insert a picture right here, I would show you how tall they got. Truly amazing. I didn't know that was possible. I actually thought they would get no taller than this fence, if they even got that tall, because I've got on the back side there, I have a hibiscus planted that I thought would actually get tall. It turned out to be a blessing that I stuck them behind this trellis that was meant for blackberries that you can't even see. Yeah, we went a little overboard and put too huge of a trellis here for 2 plants because year before last, when we first planted them, that blackberry bush died. And this one, as you can see, is just a tiny little, it's not much of anything. So, debated taking this down, but it actually held my cosmos up last year. So that's the reason it's still here. I know it looks ridiculous, but it's actually serving a purpose, especially if these continue to grow. Considering it's just July, I have a feeling these might shoot up again like they did last year. And I'm all for it. I mean, they were beautiful. And I got thousands, and I do mean thousands of cosmos seeds from them. So, cosmos look great. I've actually been out here. I've picked some seeds already too, but the rain, if there were any seeds still on here, the rain has, take that back. Look right there. And get my hand in here. Oh, here we go. Just like that. I got more cosmos seeds. Not that I need any. Oh, Mr. B, come on now. So some sprout, some are still just growing. There's some more seeds. I'm gonna go ahead and grab these. I can't believe they're still here after the rain we had yesterday. It was torrential. Here we go. Lovely, lovely. I don't know if I could have enough. I've definitely got enough, but I will just date these for this year, and next year I'm going to continue to plant the ones from last year until they no longer will produce for me. Anyway, so y'all have a great weekend, and try to stay dry and try to stay cool, which is kind of impossible right now, especially if you're a southerner. Weather's kind of wild, never seen this much rain. It would be nice if it was cooling us off, but it's not. And look at that. I finally see a few pears. Don't know if y'all can see them. Not many, but there are a few. Oh, okay. We're back in business. Okay, y'all, so 3 years ago, the power company topped this pear tree off. And so for the last 2 years, it hasn't produced squat. But you can absolutely see all them pears right there. We're getting there. We'll get back in business. And that goes the same for the apple tree sitting right next to it. Hopefully, I'm about to make an apple pie. Or at least in the next few days. I just need a few more apples because even though it's producing again, they're kind of small. And I'm okay with that. If I need 20 small ones, it'll still make an apple pie. So anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.